ClarkWoods.com. This is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 226. I'm Chris.
I'm Steve.
I gotta ask you a question.
Oh, what is that?
Right out the gate. I gotta
Is this
ask
the
you a
thing that
question.
you wanted to
This
save
is-
for the?
I was gonna save it for the show. I almost did it on the hot take.
Is that what we're gonna call them
I don't know.
when
No,
we do
we'll
when
come
you
up
do
with a
get
better-
when you do get the Patreon up? Like
Yes. Well, we haven't even talked about that, but we might.
Chris and Steve do an extra 5 minutes for people that do the Patreon, and it's probably not as good or worth the money.
No, but they would be able to support us, and that would be the extra content that they would get.
All right. Well, you're welcome.
No. So yes, I was, and I did.
I'm gonna save my extra bit of funny for that 5 minutes.
For that 5 minutes. One of the shows that the only podcast that I support on Patreon at the moment. That's what they do. They do an extra, sometimes half an hour, sometimes an hour, and that's what their patrons get is the bonus episode.
I'm a big fan of the One Piece podcast, but like their shows tend to go like 2.5 hours,
Oh my gosh.
like without like any sort of like bonus material as far as like a Patreon would go. And so like I'm so fucking behind. I think I'm probably at least 7 or so episodes behind.
Yeah. Well,
Because, like,
there's only one. I only subscribe to one podcast right now. Other than ours.
and it's this.
I mean, there's ours, obviously. I hope, obviously, and then there's no, I don't subscribe to that one anymore. What was this one? Dubai Friday. Dubai Friday is the one I subscribe.
Dubai Friday.
Dubai
you get
Friday,
a free
the week-
plug. You should give us one too.
The weekly challenge podcast. Yeah, they do a challenge every week. That's their
Sounds
that's their
great.
gimmick. It's pretty good. No, so we before the show we did our little hot take, which is not what it needs to be called.
It's hot takes with Chris and Steve. I got a hot take.
That's got to be a whole segment of the show. Why we're not going to save that for the? We got to come up with a different name for the bonus material.
The Steve and Chris's less than stellar bonus material for Patreon supporters. Is that too wordy?
It might be, but it might be just the ticket.
Okay.
No, so there was a thing. I was getting out of my car. I did mention. I don't know if it was on the test recording or before we started recording that I have been listening to music.
Get right out of town.
I'm getting right out of town. And while I'm doing it, I'm listening to a playlist called Sex Positive. Just Sex Positive, and it's about it's all female singers talking about liking fucking, and because I'm writing a book where the main character likes fucking, and I just want to get a wide swath of people who enjoy of female perspectives on the art of fucking and enjoying it.
Okay.
So one of the perspectives that happens to be on this playlist that I built off of an article I found is the artist known as Madonna. Are you familiar with her work? Madonna.
She who do you fucking Letterman?
Madonna Louise Ciccone.
Hey Paul.
Hey Paul, you heard this what's her name? Madonna. Yeah, you heard this. Yeah, you heard of this Madonna fella. I mean, chick.
Yeah,
lady.
You enjoy the Arliss show. Arliss?
The Arliss. Out of all the shows you could have picked,
that was like Norm Macdonald on Saturday Night Live doing Letterman. Like that was one of my. Well, like he was never great at impressions, but like. He just has the perfect deadpan delivery for shit like that.
Right. Did they ever have Letterman on with Norm?
I don't know.
I'm feeling like
well,
that
Letterman went to CBS like when he got his that particular time slot. Right. So it's doubtful that he would have been on Saturday Night Live, which was NBC.
Well, yeah. Well,
and which had the Tonight Show, which was his competitor.
Right. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, so
maybe back in the day when he was still on NBC doing the Late Late Show. He
might have. That's interesting. Maybe Norm went on Dave's show and did his Dave impression. Maybe that's what I don't know. I seem to remember the two of them daving off.
Well, I mean, Norm Macdonald is a comedian, so
Yes.
it's very likely that he did
Letterman.
talk shows.
Okay, all right. Well, that's all I'm saying. So you're familiar with Madonna?
Yes, she's a musical artist. Did the bulk of her work, I think, in the mid '80s to like mid '90s. I think was
I think that's fair to say.
like the lion's share.
Yeah, the nadir.
I think the 10 that decade amount of time was when she was most relevant.
Yeah, I think that's also a decade in time that is kind of when good music happened. I think from the mid '80s to the early mid '90s, and then it started.
We can be partial to that because we were coming of age at that time. So we probably would be more likely to say that.
Probably. I mean, not everybody loves the music that was on when they were in high school.
Right, but you're more likely to be fond of it if you grew up listening.
You got a certain nostalgia for things like Informer by Snow.
I
If
mean,
that's now in your head, you're welcome.
That's a great song, though.
So
Listen to me, you got to listen to me now.
Informer. No, so
A leaky boom boom down.
Now it's in
Is
my
that sex
fucking
positive?
head. You know what? Whose bum? Well, I guess no matter whose bum it is, as long as the person is into having their bum licked, then
Well, how do we know? Like, where's Snow from? Is he from like down under?
Well, I don't know. Based on white male rappers,
he did have,
he's probably from a rich suburb.
No, I'm assuming like he was from another country besides the United States because he has an odd affectation.
He does have an odd affectation. Snow is his name. Snow Informer. Let's see. What does the internet say? Informer. Canadian.
Okay, he's Canadian.
Is a 1992 song by a Canadian reggae musician, Snow, from his debut album, 12 Inches of Snow. Do you think he has 12 inches?
You mean his dick?
Well, I would imagine that is what he is alluding to.
Or maybe he just carries around a ruler.
Oh, possible. That's how he got his nickname. He's a 12-incher.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I was not. Yes, I have a fondness for that song, but it's not just because it came out in the high school years or 1992 was that high school?
You were in high school. I don't think I was yet.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, middle school.
I think I got in 93, so you were in high school.
Oh yeah.
You graduated in 95.
Oh, that's right. I had to have been there. September 30th, 1992 was when the single Informer was released.
So it was like right when you're starting high school. You're
yeah.
Your sophomore year of high school, or something?
Dude.
What?
On the CD maxi single for Snow's Informer, there are 2 tracks.
That's usually a single.
There are 5. No, sorry, there are 5 tracks, but
there are 5 tracks on a
single.
There
are 2 tracks that I would like to. All right, let's. There is Informer the radio mix, Informer album mix, Rick the Mexican remix edit. Informer drum mix, and here are the 2 that I am most interested in: Informer Clark's fat bass mix and Informer Clark's super mix.
There are so many versions of that song.
There are 2 mixes on that. There are 2 named after me.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look up.
I cannot.
No, I don't want YouTube Premium. You fuck.
It's okay. In 1992, while on vacation in Queens, New York, Snow met American rapper and record producer MC Sean, and the pair produced a 4-song demo. MC Sean then introduced Snow to
Okay, which one do you want?
Steve Salem and David Eng. I don't know.
Do you want the Clark's fat bass mix, or do you want Clark's super mix?
I don't know. I wish we could ask the.
How many seconds of fair use do we have?
That's a good 30. I don't know. Go ahead and give us the fat bass. I mean, who doesn't like a fat bass?
All right.
Meghan Trainor is all about that bass. I don't know if you know.
I'll go to like the middle of the song, so
all right,
we can get
let's see.
All right, we're in the middle now.
I think there's a little. Oh, you can't really hear it on the mic, but I mean the bass. You can hear the song. Just
I mean,
there's a little bit more bass in there. I don't know if I would call it a fat bass.
Trust us, there was fat bass going on.
Yeah, not baby. All right, there was fat bass, FAT, but there was definitely not PHAT bass. I mean, that's a whole other level, and I do not think that anyone named Clark can get to PHAT bass. I just don't. At least no white guy named Clark. I'm gonna guess this guy's name. I don't know. Maybe Clark is not.
Jeez.
You know,
casting your aspersions.
I know I'm projecting. I just because you're right. Just because I don't think I could handle a super bass or a fat bass does not mean that there's no white Clarks out there that could. Yeah.
And there are black Clarks.
This is true, but you know they were probably named that by assholes who you know.
Yeah, but like it's their fucking name now.
It is their name now. It is
like,
their name.
And if they want to embrace it, Chris, let them fucking embrace it.
Right.
Don't.
You know, there's an Earl Clark who plays for or he used to play for the Los Angeles Lakers, I believe. There's an Earl Clark basketball player. I am not him.
Is he black?
I believe he is black. Yeah.
And I imagine
he's very tall.
Very tall, and because, you know, if you play basketball,
Clark,
you don't have to look up his height.
Oh, he plays for the Brooklyn Nets now.
Brooklyn Nets.
Nets.
Do you think he's slightly better than you in basketball?
Oh, I think probably very slightly.
You should write him a letter.
Earl Rashad Clark, born January 17th, 1988.
Wow, he's a young person.
He is a youngin'. He was drafted 14th overall by the Phoenix Suns in the 2009 draft.
I like how we're saying that people that are in their 30s are young people. It's nice to be old, isn't it?
It is. Oh, he does not. No, this says he doesn't play for the Nets anymore. It says
who gives a shit, Chris?
No one for Budoknost Voli.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's the Montenegrin Basketball League.
Stop looking at fucking basketball guys.
I mean,
even if they have the same name as you. There's fucking people that have the same name as me. I'm not looking them up.
All right. Well, you know, it came up. We were talking about whether or not there were any black Clarks out there, and I think that there are. I think we've
yes, there was one with the exact same name as you.
Yes, he's a basketball player, and that's what I was looking up. Why are you accusing me of looking up irrelevant material?
We don't need to know his fucking life story, Chris.
All right. I had to tell you what my homework from therapy was this week, because right now I'm feeling like assertive Chris.
Okay.
And my homework
is to yell at me.
No. But my homework is to observe what happens bodily when assertive Chris comes out. Because a couple times.
How are you supposed? Am I going to have to like just project what you're doing?
No. I'm supposed to notice in my body if I suddenly get assertive instead of being my normal ho hum self. Then I need to notice, you know, my shoulders, like, is that something going on there? Is there a, I don't know. I'm supposed to notice these things because a couple times last week.
Therapy spoken by Chris.
Yeah. So I am supposed
to take the wind out of your sails
a little bit, but better that you take the wind out of my sails to get me back on track, back on course to speaking about Madonna Louise Ciccone.
Okay, so
she has multiple presences on my makes multiple appearances on my sex positive playlist. One of them, the song that I happened to listen to just before arriving at your house this afternoon, was a song called "Holy Water." Are you familiar with this more modern track by the Madonna?
No, but I am familiar with the special weapon in Castlevania.
What's the special weapon in Castlevania?
Holy water?
That's right. Shit.
So you throw the holy water in. It's good for typically creatures that are on the ground.
But it doesn't help if you have a curse. Is it Simon that has a curse? Who has the curse?
That was in
That's the one I played the most.
Castlevania 2.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it was.
Is it Simon?
Dracula's Curse. That's
Dracula's Curse. All right, so somebody has a curse.
No, well, Simon is cursed, and so like you have to it's a sort of action RPG kind of game.
Yeah. Well, is that the one where?
But you get the holy water pretty early on in the game, and you use it like for fucking everything.
Right. Well, so Madonna wrote a song called Holy Water,
And it's about like checking like every floor panel to see if you can go down into an area. Is that the music?
It is. That is not,
it's like one of the mansions.
No, it's not. But I think she should do that as a follow-up.
You now process an oak steak.
But is Dracula's Curse, is that the one where when it gets dark out, it says, "Oh, what a horrible time to have a curse"?
It's a horrible night for a curse.
Horrible night for a curse. Okay, so that's the one that I remember playing the most. So Madonna's Holy Water does have something to do with going down, but not going down.
I'm going down. Oh wait, that was the boss, wasn't it?
I believe that is the boss. They are of a similar vintage. I wonder if the boss and Madge there, if they ever
played with his balls.
He's been married for a long time though, and I don't imagine. I imagine he's a faithful fellow.
Yeah, and I don't think he leaves Jersey.
Well, she could have gone to Jersey.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
is she from there? I think she was in New York or maybe Jersey.
Maybe she was Jersey. I feel like she might have been in. Let us find out. We
don't need to fucking find out. Who gives a shit?
All right. So Madonna's song "Holy Water" it features the lyric, "Don't it taste like holy water?" which is part of a sequence where she is encouraging the you of the song to taste her private parts and answer her question. Doesn't her do her private parts taste like holy water?
So, from what I understand,
yes,
holy water is just water.
Yes,
that's been blessed.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's saying that her vagina is blessed,
she might be. Because the next thing she's got I don't know if it's the chorus or the pre-chorus or the post-chorus. She got a bit in there where she repeats.
She got a bit? Is she a vampire? She can't have a holy vagina if she's a vampire. It would burn off of her.
Okay. What if she's a vampire and the only holy part of her left is her vagina? Because that is the source of all life is the vagina. And so even if she were a vampire, that would be, maybe I don't know. This sounds like a plot to a really bad porno.
Yep.
No, so she's got this part of the song where she does. There's bless yourself and genuflect is in there. That's one of the lyrics. And then she says, so it's da 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 da. Bless yourself and genuflect. Da 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 da. Jesus loves my pussy best. Now. This is what I wanted to bring up, and took me about 19 minutes to get there. But were you aware prior to me telling you that Madonna told me that were you aware that Jesus had even had any thing to compare with? I mean, I was not aware that Jesus had. I thought he was a virgin. I thought he wasn't just like a virgin. I thought he was a virgin.
I don't know, Chris. I wasn't around back then.
Well, I figured you're a smarter guy than me. Maybe you
have a higher you hold a higher degree than I do, Chris.
Degree schmagree. It's you are just there's a thing that's not street smarts. It's just
I just like I see a guy playing 3-card monte and I'm like, no thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
I've got street smarts.
Intellect cannot be judged by a degree alone, is what I'm saying. And I think it would be fair to say that
I've said a lot of dumb things on this show, Chris.
I'm not denying that, but smart people can say dumb things. What I'm saying is that I expected maybe you were a bit more of a biblical scholar than me, and that you'd be.
Do you remember how, like last week when we were talking about the Bible and how much of it I fucking read, and how much of the New Testament I read?
I don't remember that.
I said I did not read any of the New Testament.
Okay. So no Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't even get there because
I didn't even get to Jesus.
Remember, like the title of the episode last week?
Was it?
The begots were the best part.
Oh, that's right.
That's where I said I gave up because I'm sick of talking about or hearing about this person that begot this other person.
Okay. Oh, well, I mean, Jesus.
Don't call it a callback.
But I think what I think I can say is that Jesus didn't begot anybody unless you believe the Da Vinci Code. Wait, don't call it a callback.
That's what I did say.
Okay.
I think
Dan Brown, and certain other conspiracy theorists will say that Jesus and maybe Mary Magdalene or somebody else, they fucked, they had some kids. That's what the Holy Grail.
Some kids?
Yeah, that's what the Holy Grail is. His descendants are the children of him, according to Dan Brown, I think. But, I mean, according to Dan Brown's novel, which is fictional.
Did you see the movie?
I did see them. I've never read the book.
That won an Academy Award?
I don't think so.
For most likely for me to get drunk watching it and falling asleep. This was like lounge seats, so we went to Chunky's to see that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a nice pit. I think I personally had a pitcher of beer
while watching the Da Vinci Code.
And I think I went night for that one.
I'm trying to remember. There's somebody in the Da Vinci Code who I think that the albino guy. Do we say albino? Maybe we won't even say that anymore. Maybe I've made a very big
super light skinned American.
Yeah. But there's the guy in that he's somebody that I did not. He's Paul fucking Vision.
Paul Vision.
Paul Vision Bettany plays Silas. I don't know if you remembered that. You were so drunk that you didn't realize that the Da Vinci Code is actually an unofficial prequel to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's what Vision was up to before he got reincarnated as Jarvis.
All right, so I think we just need to track what Jesus loves best, like in general, like not just like if he loves Madonna's pussy best, or like if he likes what detergent he likes to clean his unmentionables.
Let's see. What does Google say? Let's see.
What's Jesus's favorite detergent?
What detergent does Jesus love best? Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
There goes my microphone. The first
What is it? Biz?
No, it's just the first. All right, so just to repeat, and your mileage may vary because no, because everyone's Google is slightly different, right? Everyone's Google is personalized. But I typed in what detergent does Jesus love best, and the first result of about 2,870,000 results.
Oh, of course, there's that many results. People have a lot of opinions about detergent. The first result
was from the website Think Christian, and it is titled "The Kingdom of God is like a laundromat." Would you like me to read a little bit of this article?
Sure, why not?
I am really
We're turning into an uber religious show.
How is the kingdom of God like a laundromat? Okay.
Because it's full of lost socks and lost souls.
But see, this might be a nice article. Okay, I don't know if we can make fun of this. All right,
no, I can make fun of it, Chris.
Okay, the Laundry Love Project is a contemporary embodiment of Jesus' parable about the mustard seed. You didn't read that?
No, I didn't read that one.
Okay. Don't despise the small but significant act. Learn to be symbol makers and storytellers for the kingdom, says theologian N.T. Wright. A recent movement known as the Laundry Love Project.
N.T. Wright?
N.T. Wright.
So that's it. It's probably short for not right. They just cut the O out of it.
A recent movement known as the Laundry Love Project seems to have taken these words to heart. In East Hollywood, California, an Episcopal
You mean over there on the left coast?
on the left coast, an Episcopal priest described the laundry ministry this way. It's a simple thing. It's quarters and soap, it's dryer sheets and presents.
All right. Which detergent is it?
He does not mention.
We can go find one that does.
His words recall those of Jesus, speaking of another small, simple thing. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that birds come and perch in its branches.
And then we have spicy things for our wieners.
What wiener do you think Jesus loves best?
I don't know.
Or does Jesus not love wieners?
I think he would like. Because Jesus was Jewish, so I think he would like an all beef.
An all beef.
All beef Frank.
An all beef Frank. Oh, you think Frank is yeah. The second result is the best smelling laundry detergents, but doesn't have anything to do with Jesus.
Well, just which one's that one?
The 9 best-smelling laundry detergents for 2019.
Okay, people love lists, baby.
All right, this is from The Spruce. Let's see. The best overall is Tide Original at Amazon.
Why did you start with the best?
They're all bests. It's they're
this is the first best.
This is the first best. The best sensitive, right? The best sensitive is Puracy Natural Liquid Laundry Detergent.
Oh, boy.
The best natural is 7th Generation Laundry Detergent. The best for babies is Dreft.
You got to trust Dreft, baby.
The best pods are Gain Flings.
Those are the ones that taste the best.
The best floral scent is Mrs. Meyer's Honeysuckle. He's sure that Jesus doesn't love Mrs. Meyer's Honeysuckle.
I think we found a winner that Jesus' favorite laundry detergent is Mrs. Meyer's Honeysuckle. And scene.
I mean, should that even be in the description? Because that might be giving away one of the best jokes of the show. But
yeah, we could just say we talk about Jesus' favorite.
Jesus' favorite laundry detergent.
Right.
I mean, do you think it's presumptuous of Madonna to say that Jesus loves her pussy best?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Hold the phone, Steve. Is she perhaps not talking about the biblical Jesus, but about a gentleman named Jesus or Jesus?
Perhaps.
Okay, so maybe
I think what she's doing is like what she always did, and saying something provocative in one of her songs to maybe get a little bit of edgy media coverage.
Now, John Lennon said that the Beatles were bigger than Jesus. I'm not going to make the obvious cock joke there. I'll leave it up to your imaginations. But he didn't say that in a song. He said that.
You talking about chickens now?
Yes. And? No. Jesus. No. Wait. John Lennon.
It's easy to get the two confused.
Because he's bigger than Jesus. Did you know? I discovered something. I was doing research for my book. Yesterday, and
yesterday. You haven't done any prior to that?
I've done a lot over the course of 20-something years. But I was looking for... I had posed the question, and I think I posed this last week on the show. I had posed the question on Facebook and Twitter and here on the show. Which historical figure would you most like to sleep with? And somebody,
what was the overwhelming result?
There was
it William Henry Harrison?
It was not.
No.
The person that came up the most was probably Helen of Troy.
Yeah, that is something we talked about last
time. But somebody had said John Lennon, and so I went and tried to do some research about because my story involves time travel. I was like, when might John Lennon have had sort of some random hookup? And I didn't expect to find anything.
Definitely before he got shot.
In the world that I'm writing, though, if somebody rescued him from the afterlife, he could have had some hookups after that.
He's been known to be on the Comedy Bang Bang podcast.
Oh, has he?
He's alive again. And,
he is alive.
He does that show, and he does I think another show like Questions for Lenin. Or something for Lenin. I don't know.
Has anybody asked him if he really has read a book on Marx?
Maybe.
Yeah. Lenin at one point.
V.I. Lenin. Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov.
No. John Winston Lenin. I'm talking about John W. Lenin here. He at a party at his house that he owned with his wife Yoko.
Yes.
At a party, took a young girl upstairs. Nothing illegal, just a younger woman upstairs. Proceeded to have sex with her on top of a pile of coats of all the guests downstairs, and then fell asleep on top of the coats. So everybody wanted to leave, but they needed to wait for John to wake up.
Was he nude while he was on the coats?
I don't know, but I may have borrowed this urban legend and put it into...
That's the old sleepy coat bang.
That's the old sleepy coat bang. The old sleepy coat bang. Have you ever done a sleepy coat bang?
No.
No. I don't believe I've ever banged on top of coats. But it is.
Wouldn't it be bung or bing?
Have I
binged?
I binged or banged? No, banged.
No, I have binged while I was sitting on coats. I was on my laptop, and I just don't like using Google anymore.
Yeah,
so it's Bing all the way.
You didn't DuckDuckGo on a.
Is that a thing?
It is.
I asked Jeeves. I went to Alta Vista.
I asked Jeeves while I was binging on top of some coats. Apparently it must be a thing, because not only have I heard this anecdote about John Lennon doing it and falling asleep, I read a short story once in which people
allege that John Lennon did it, or just did it in the story.
Did it on top of maybe it was not coats.
I think it's.
But
I think that's just like, it's something that could happen in fiction.
Yeah,
is that people are at a party,
mm-hmm.
they're maybe making out hot and heavy, they go into the bedroom,
right,
and then that's where all the fucking coats are, like when someone has a party usually, right. And so they fuck on the coats. It's not absurd.
No, but that just gets
the falling asleep on it is a little bit absurd.
That's the absurd part.
Yeah.
It just gets me wondering, like, what do you do if your coat was the one on top and the one that has the
take a nice
evidence.
John Lennon scraping and then
and clone him?
Yeah,
you could do that,
or you could just dig up his grave and get some of his hair.
Yeah, that would. I mean, you could clone.
I don't know. Was he burned up, or was he buried?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Let me look it up.
You don't need to look it up, Chris. It doesn't matter. No one cares.
Was John Lennon cremated? December 9th, 1980, Ferncliff Cemetery, New York.
So he is buried.
I believe he is. Oh, no, he's cremated. He's cremated and buried at Ferncliff.
All right, so yeah.
And then his ashes were scattered in Central Park.
I mean, he does have like what is it, Julian, and then what's his
Sean.
Sean.
Yeah.
So he has a couple of kids. So he's got some of his genetic material floating around.
Out there in the ether. With the
not really in the ether. I mean, they're human beings.
Well, I don't know. They seem like pretty. Sean seems particularly weird. I don't know. He was in. You
mean having John Lennon and Yoko Ono as your
parents,
freaking parents? Like
he seems like an odd guy. I don't know. So maybe he is kind of out there in the ether somehow. Maybe he's done some. He's figured out a way to sort of transcend the material plane, get out there to the astral plane, hang out with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange.
Oh God.
Was Doctor Strange was the wife. Not the wife. The husband of Black Widow in the film the other Boleyn Girl, which Stephanie and I watched the other night, and which is a terrible movie.
Oh, okay. Was it nominated for an Academy Award?
I certainly fucking hope not. It was really, really not good.
Okay. Was it like couples movie night, and that was the one you chose?
It's one she found, and I think she'd been looking for some romance with a little bit of steam to it, and that's what we ended up with.
That's where you landed on, and it was like
it
dead in the water.
Yeah, it wasn't even that steamy. I mean, with the Tudors, the Showtime show, which is no more historically accurate than the other Boleyn Girl. But if I were going for steamy, I would, if that's what she really wanted, I would have said, let's close the door, turn on Netflix, and watch, the Boleyn episodes of the Tudors.
Okay, well, you could do that, and I think TV tends to, or at least premium cable channel TV tends to be a little bit more raunchy than your average
this is true.
R-rated film, just because
they need to sell subscriptions,
right?
Yeah.
So they
and when you're competing with a place that's nicknamed Skinamax, you gotta up your game.
Yeah, but you also want to have like a nice narrative, but then occasionally like there's someone's floppy dong like flapping around.
Yep.
I didn't want to say flop again.
Or
some titties or some butt cheeks,
Yeah. Increasingly, more and more butt cheeks and more male butt cheeks. I gotta say,
I'm okay.
I'm okay with that too. I think we've had plenty of boobies.
I do like to see the titties every once in a while.
The boobies are all right. I'm not gonna lie, but equal opportunity. If you got except you never see the dick. You never see the erect dick.
Are you disappointed?
No. I think. Well, I guess you never see the wet vulva either.
Yeah, because it's fucking cable channel and it's not a fucking porno.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Fair point. So. Yeah, Madonna.
I don't know what pornography is, but I know what I don't not know what pornography is, but I know it when I see it.
Okay. I have two,
wiki.
I have two notes on our list, Steve,
we
haven't gotten to either one of them. So I think now is the appropriate time for me to transition. For me to transition by asking you what you meant when you asked me to write on the list Florida tug job.
The old Florida tug job. Well, I can't say that I'm disappointed that because I'm glad that the New England Patriots, the hometown football team, won the Super Bowl again.
I'm glad that Tom Brady did not snap us all out of existence with his 6 Infinity Stones.
I am also kind of glad that the owner of the New England Patriots, who is a ardent Trump supporter, is implicated in perhaps going to an establishment that may have to do with sex trafficking.
See, I heard a little bit about this, but when did the news? It was
Friday. I think I saw it on the news.
Yeah. So I was, I think maybe I saw it on my way to class, or yes, because I was walking down Mass Ave from my office to where I teach, and my wrist buzzed because I get news alerts from the Washington Post, and I read the headline. And I chuckled to myself. I said, "It's just fucking figures."
See, if the situation was that he had sex with a prostitute, or whatever, that was, making her own money,
right?
I would say that. This shouldn't be a story because whatever.
Right.
Like, who gives a shit? This is between him and his wife and whatever.
His wife's dead.
Oh.
I think she's dead.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think that's one of the things that has come up in the
Well, so then definitely wouldn't give a shit.
Right.
But like, since this has something to do with like the trafficking of individuals,
Yes.
then I definitely am like, yeah, that's a shithouse thing to do.
Yeah.
But like the simple fact that it's not something you can really do and know if you're so it's probably best safe than sorry than not do it.
Yeah,
to not have sex with a prostitute or get a jerk off massage or whatever he's alleged to have done.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Are you looking into it?
A little bit. No. Well, so I'm totally in agreement with you that and this was the other thing that I remember coming out is like this guy has private jets and whatever. He could get to a place where prostitution is legal in sort of no time flat. I mean, the fact that it's that is the really
yeah, I mean,
the disturbing.
Why the fuck are you going to a strip mall? Like,
is that what it was?
Yeah, he was at a fucking like Asian massage parlor at a strip mall in I think Tampa.
It says Jupiter, Florida.
Okay, so
which might be near Tampa.
No, Jupiter's near
Palm Beach.
Yeah. So yeah, like you're at a strip mall in Jupiter, Florida. Like, what the fuck? Like,
right.
You are going in there for perhaps more than just a massage.
Right. Yeah,
like if you go to a place like that you could tell it is like maybe a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
Don't go in there.
Right.
If you want a massage, like you're a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
Get a fucking masseuse to come to your hotel room.
But isn't that kind of, I mean, and this goes along with the person that he is the person in the White House who he's a huge supporter of, is that there is this class of billionaire or just rich person, because I don't think the president is or ever will be a billionaire. He's just shitty at business.
Yeah.
But that doesn't want to pay a fair price for anything. He wants to pay the least amount of money. That in fact is how they get ahead. They're like I am
a cheapskate, and I am not a fucking millionaire as a result.
No, what I'm saying is there are I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying that there is a sort of class or group of millionaires who, now that they've got their money, they don't want to part with it, and they still act as though they might be broke at any goddamn second, and that they are owed everything in the fucking world. And I don't know. I just, as I sit here, it's so fucking hard to understand, for all the reasons that we've said. Like, what is it about a strip mall in Jupiter, Florida, when you could go anywhere,
yeah,
and probably get anyone or anything you want? I mean, I don't. It's so. His wife, this is what I was looking up. She died in 2011.
Okay. Yeah, I probably knew that.
And apparently, what I remember hearing is that he had been, he was in a relationship for a while.
I'm assuming she was like half his age, maybe a quarter.
39 years his junior.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, she gave birth in fall of 2017, and he denied paternity. That was not something that, and see, that's the thing. Like, that's not something I ever heard. Right?
Yeah. Why is this shit not come? Well, I guess because it's not fucking
because it's not sex trafficking, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so
I mean,
in a sense that gives me a little bit more hope and faith in our country that, like, yeah, that shit is bad, and well, I mean, who knows? Maybe it really isn't his, but when shit gets this bad, at least somebody's reporting on it. Yeah, I just like, you don't go there if you're not
expecting something.
Yeah.
And it's just
a spokesman. This was the distinction that I brought up to you earlier.
If you go to like a national chain, if you go to like an Elements massage or something like that, or like an independent person
right.
that does massage, like that, maybe like is, hippy dippy holistic kind of person.
Right. Yeah.
You're gonna get a massage.
Yes.
You're not gonna get your fucking butthole played with or your balls tugged on or whatever. But if you go to a fucking place that just like, it's just it I don't know.
Yeah. A spokesperson for Kraft issued a statement to, quote, categorically deny that Mr. Kraft engaged in any illegal activity, unquote. This was the distinction I was making to you earlier before we started recording. They didn't deny that he got the how did you phrase it? The Florida tug job.
Florida tug job.
They did not deny that part. They just denied that anything he did was illegal.
I mean, paying money. I mean, I imagine in Florida, paying money.
Yeah.
For sexual favors is I think illegal. I think there's only one place in the United States you can do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is what they're going to try and.
He paid for the massage and she volunteered to tug on his prick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that he had no idea that there was sex trafficking going on in the establishment.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, and so it just makes as if, well, I mean, I'm disgusted, and my main concern would be for the people that are being exploited down there. Yeah. Obviously.
Well, hopefully, hopefully the women at the establishment aren't going to be prosecuted, and like the people that are going to be prosecuted are the people that are, like,
and hopefully they're not going to be summarily kicked out of the country where they've been exploited for who knows how long, and then sent back to wherever they were
trying to get away from,
away from, or were stolen from.
If they were stolen from, they might actually want to go back.
So in that case, but I don't know. On the less,
on the lighter side of news,
on the less important side, but interesting to you and me as New Englanders, is like, how many more things can we I mean, I'm happy that the Patriots won. I will probably watch, because as long as I live in my parents' house, I will probably watch the games, because my dad is not going to stop watching the games.
Right.
But I just, like, I don't know what else can the men involved in our local football franchise do to make it any worse to be a fan of this team?
Right. It's like, I don't understand how, like, I mean Steinbrenner was, I think, a prick, and I think some of the members of the Yankees were too. So like I could imagine, as because like I think the Patriots are the new Yankees.
Yeah.
And
as much as I don't want to admit it, yeah.
Yeah, the Patriots are the new Yankees, and it's understandable. I get why, like, the everybody that likes any other team would despise our team.
Right.
But like, like being like, I could imagine, like, I can understand what it would be like to be a Yankees fan in that, like, era where they were winning all the time, and there was players that were probably doing shitty things or saying shitty things that you disagreed with, and you want to root for the team, but at the same time you're like, fucking shut up, dick.
Yeah. The you want to root for the, I don't know, for the laundry, so to speak. But there are people.
Speaking of which, I got to put mine in the dryer after we finish the show.
All right. Well,
we use Arm & Hammer.
Arm & Hammer. That's your laundry detergent. A scent free, or does it have a scent?
It has a scent. I think it's fresh. Okay. So fresh, exciting.
Is that that's fuck? That was in not an Apple commercial, a Gap commercial. No, Old Navy. I don't know. It was one of those commercials back in the day, and when they would recycle hits from the 70s, and then I would go onto iTunes and buy it
because you heard it on an Old Navy ad.
Yeah. I'm that guy.
I don't think there's been an Old Navy ad that I've liked. So anybody that's out there listening that works in advertising, and you might have your feelings hurt because you did all the Old Navy ads, and you're some for no reason listening to this now. Do better.
This just reminded me. Last time, I don't know if it was last time I was over or a previous time I was over. That
we were watching an Old Navy ad.
No. I was thinking about ads that you maybe do like. MeUndies.
Well, it depends on
but you like the product.
I'm wearing them right now.
Okay, so this reminded me of the fact that Becky and I were talking about social media, and I was talking about a product that I was using, and the case study for that product was MeUndies. They were using the same product, and that at that point we talked about it, and I think one of my action items for that day was I was going to follow MeUndies on the Instagram, and I didn't, and so right now, as I say this, I am clicking the follow button on MeUndies so that I can learn from the masters of underpants.
So basically, sell my books. Yeah. Well, they no, but like they did it.
Those are cute.
They did an advertising campaign of what everybody listens to nowadays, and it's on fucking podcasts. So they were like, all right, fucking Dan Harmon or Bill Burr, you're gonna say some sort. Well, actually, Dan doesn't do his ads. It's Spencer and
okay.
And what's his butt?
Well, that's Santa Claus wearing MeUndies.
Rich Davis.
Oh my goodness. Oh wait, those.
Could you stop looking at fucking underpants?
No. But this is cute. There's two ladies who look like they're in love wearing MeUndies.
Me onesies.
No, they're wearing bras, sports bras with
bralettes,
lipstick pattern.
Oh, it's like almost Valentine's. So
this was on.
it's
January,
past Valentine's. Yeah.
This was back on January 28th. Yeah. All right, I will stop looking.
Stop looking at girls in their underwear so we can actually finish the show.
I was not just looking at girls. I was looking at everybody. There was a fella there with some MeUndies on him.
See his nice little peenie pouch, as I call it.
No, it was from the side shot, and he and what looked like a lady's derriere were right there, right next to each other, showing you that no matter who you are,
you can have MeUndies on.
You can have MeUndies on. Now let's package this up and send it over to them and try to sell them an ad.
No, I want copy. I want to fucking read the copy and then whatever. It's like, tell your experience with MeUndies. Okay. We wore MeUndies on our across the Atlantic flight to our honeymoon, so we'd be extra comfortable in our seats. Although the baby,
are they comfy?
Yeah, they're comfy.
Yeah, you're like
this may be getting micro modal is 3 times softer than cotton, Chris, and I don't know if you know that, but you should fucking know it now.
So wait, so let me ask. When it comes to this, is maybe too personal. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Boxers, briefs, boxer briefs. I mean, like
I got the boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs. So you're splitting the difference.
They have pumpkins on them. The ones that I have on now. They're the Halloween. They're the exact one. No, actually, no. I think it was the puppy ones. We got ones with puppies on them.
Oh,
like little dogs wearing hats. We got those, and those were the ones we wore.
See, that would
on
be
the
so
plane.
much more fun than
we had matching ones too.
Than the plaid whatever boxers that I'm wearing. I feel like I need more fun underwear.
I definitely need underwear that isn't like enormous.
Oh, right, because you've been losing some weight, so it doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah, most of my my MeUndies are fine. We got smaller ones of those, but like
got it.
The ones that I have from before are just all just enormous.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I mean,
it's a good problem to have.
But I'm a cheapskate and I don't buy new underwear. I'm a billionaire now.
I'm a cheapskate as well. I have I think I'm down to 2 or 3 shirts that I can wear for work. And I don't want to buy any more because nothing I buy fits me and it makes me feel terrible.
You want to go through my shirts? I keep on offering, Chris.
No, I don't want to. I actually just don't want to wear clothes because clothes make me feel bad about myself.
Okay, so just go to work nude.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm wearing layers so much, but my office is so goddamn hot this last week or so, and I'm going in and I'm sweating even when I'm not wearing layers, and that's just making it even worse. So.
Like the Weird Al album?
Stuck in a Closet with Vanna White.
That was one of the songs.
That was my favorite song on that album, and one of my favorite Weird Al songs ever.
Okay.
I don't know why. I mean, that's one of those ones where now I go back and I go, I don't exactly know, except that Vanna White was kind of hot, and
I think she still is.
I haven't watched Wheel of Fortune in a long time. I'm just saying.
I try not to because of the fact that Pat Sajak's one of those right wing dinks.
Oh Jesus! Why does everyone have to be a right wing dink?
It's a lot of game show people too. I heard
Chuck Woolery too. He's a fucking dipshit.
But I think Trebek is good though.
He is? Oh,
yeah.
Good.
He's Canadian.
You also mentioned wrestling. Now we've only got
how much time do we have?
We got 5 minutes.
We don't need to talk. Maybe we can talk about. Maybe we can talk about it the next time we have Ryan on because
okay, all right, we'll talk about.
He and I went together.
You guys went together
because he didn't get to go the last time we went.
That's right.
So he just texted me like 2 weeks ago, and he was like, "Hey, when's the next wrestling show? We should go." and I looked and I'm like, "It's next Friday. You want to go?" He's like, "Yeah."
Was this at like a Knights of Columbus or something like that?
No, it was at the Elks, where like right near where we used to live.
Oh, okay, so the same place, the Elks. Okay. Was the we gotta. I mean, I don't have time to do a ton of notes and get this out tonight, but the previous time when we went, I'll never forget the guy who tried the heel who tried to combat homophobia in the middle of the damn match.
It was that.
He was like, I mean, he was trying to do the right thing, except that because he was the heel, everyone was booing him.
Yeah,
it was a very, very weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that I said later on in the show, just because like by the time you're like the wrestling show's over, like you've seen so many like 1, 2, and then the guy kicks out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I turn to Ryan and I go, this is like, wrestling is like edging.
Steve says wrestling is like edging. All right. Yeah. We should, people, I feel this pressure to hit 60 minutes. Like, and when we go even just a little bit short, I feel like I have somehow.
Why don't we just talk about it for 4 more minutes?
3 minutes. 3 minutes now. Talk about my disappointment in possibly disappointing our listeners. I don't want to do that, Steve. I feel like they deserve 60 minutes of content every week. Content. Who is that? Andy Rooney or Andy Mara?
I think it's Andy
Rooney
Rooney.
Mara. Yeah.
I used to I remember when we used to call people on the telephone.
Do you remember that? Did we ever talk about? We did.
What? Talk about talking on the phone?
About my thing that we shouldn't take all the social stuff off our phone because our phone.
We did have that conversation.
We did have that conversation. Okay, because it's not on the list anymore, so we must have.
We used to have landlines when I was a boy. I used to call my friend every Wednesday.
Yeah.
We used to get together and we used to sit in the woods and carve sticks and then murder small animals.
Wow, Andy, that sounds very quaint and
sometimes we'd steal some of my dad's beer and then drink it out in the woods.
Do you think Andy Rooney ever met Fritz Weatherby?
Who the fuck is that?
Fritz Weatherby is this is what when I lived in New Hampshire, the Fritz Weatherby was the guy on New Hampshire Chronicle.
So he was the curmudgeon.
No, he seems to be a very affable older gentleman.
Okay, so he's the opposite of a curmudgeon. So he's like I'm an older guy, but I'm willing to experience new things.
He knows a lot about local history, and he has a very distinctive voice. And he's balding. I think he wore a bow tie.
We used to wear bow ties when I was a boy.
They're too complicated, Andy. I mean, how did you wear a bow tie?
We had a clip on.
Oh, see, that's not really a bow tie, Andy. That's kind of cheating.
You can make any tie into a bow tie.
Can you really?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
By tying it correctly.
By tying a bow. So if I got a long ass tie that normally I wear in like a Windsor knot or like a double Windsor or whatever the fuck it was they taught me when I worked at the grocery store, if I took one of those, I could make that a bow tie, Andy. That's what you're saying.
Yes. And
hey, you stopped it. Steve pushed Andy, that old man, right out of our studio, and
you mean that old dead man? Is he still alive?
I don't know. Why don't we know when people are dead? You didn't know.
The fuck isn't this working?
I don't know. You didn't.
The fat bass mix.
You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/226. Next week is like a 227. Wasn't that one of those Jefferson spinoffs? 227. Is
what?
That like, I feel like that was a show, like a sitcom. 227 was I don't know if it was the Jeffersons or
was it like another apartment in their building?
Maybe, or maybe that was the number of the building. I don't know. 227 was that. That's next week. This week is 226. Hot. clarkwoods.com/hot/226.
And you can contact us by sending us an email
to hot@clarkwoods.com.
hot@clarkwoods.com.
hot@clarkwoods.com. You can get your hot on it at hot@clarkwoods.com.
Cool.
Oh, I was supposed to stop.
I don't know.
That's become our new thing. I was supposed to stop.
You're supposed to stop and you don't.
And I don't. Yeah.
So we have an extra 2 minutes and we don't need it.
No, we don't. We you got to go do your laundry.
Yeah, I do.